Can you hear me? Hi, everybody, gentlewomen, gentlemen, good afternoon. I have a big challenge because I'm not here to win your money. I'm here because I would like to win your hearts, and I have only 50 minutes. Today, I would like to share with you, with the community, my vision, our mission, and our plan. My vision is that we have here in the community a unique opportunity of using these technologies we are working with, not only for doing sound business, but also for changing society for the better. And the vision is that we can connect artificial intelligence, blockchain, and crypto, ABC, the new digital alphabet, for empowering a planetary network of entrepreneurs. Because when we have billions of entrepreneurs, small entrepreneurs, we're going to change the world. The mission, my personal mission, I want to contribute creating 1 billion new entrepreneurs by 2040. And the plan we're going to see today. Being an Italian, I know how important coffee is for you, so let me try to be speedy on the many slides I do have. The question is, what future are we going to face? We all know and understand that the next 2 to 3 decades, robots and artificial intelligence will run the world. And we will not have enough jobs for 10 million people. So we can have 2 different scenarios, a dystopian one and a utopian one. The dystopian one is that we go on with accumulation of wealth and inequality, so that we will have 5 people instead of 50 owning 90% of the assets, including giant robotic plants. So we will have this 0.001% of the population living like gods, and everyone else like in a bad science fiction movie below the earth with the robots taking care of us. Or you might not know, but John Maynard Keynes wrote almost 100 years ago a very nice booklet about the future of our grandchildren, envisioning the possibility of using technologies and the productivity gains offered by technologies to have much more leisure time and enjoy life, working maybe only 4 hours a day. How are we going to reach which scenario? Well, let's see how a few brilliant minds do think about this. If you listen to Stephen Hawking, he is very worried. He thinks we're not going to make it, robots will conquer the planet, will kill humanity, and maybe with aliens together, that's what he claimed. He is very worried because he thinks that human nature is very selfish. Bill Gates has an idea, well, we should tax robots. Bill is a genie, but personally, I don't think this is going to happen because we were not even able to introduce the taxation of financial transactions globally. So I don't see how we could get that. Politicians, they are proposing the universal basic income. So people depending from the states, giving them money like the drug and not working at all. I don't think this is a solution. I don't want this solution for my children. Well, Mr. Kurzweil thinks that we shall merge with robots. We should become cyborgs, so that's a good solution, indeed. Intellectually, it's a very elegant one, but I don't think that is going to happen, or at least not as early as he thinks. And then you have Elon Musk. He's very worried about artificial intelligence. And his solution is that we should leave Earth and go to Mars and live there, and leave Earth to the robots. I'm not sure I like that kind of landscape. By the way, a nice story not many of you know is that Elon is the title of the chief of the colony supposed to conquer Mars, written in a science fiction book by Werner von Braun. He wrote a science fiction book telling that humankind will conquer Mars and the chief of that colony will be called Elon. Somehow very interesting. Okay. I dare to tell today that I have a solution. Columbus egg, in my view. And my solution is that if we empower billions of people to become entrepreneurs, because it has never been as easy as these days, and we have billions of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are financially independent. They are free in their spirit and in their mind. They will vote for very different politicians, and we will not have a planet controlled by very few large corporations and very few individuals. So my own goal is to do that, to empower 1 billion new entrepreneurs by 2040. How? Easily. Well, if we combine the ABC, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and crypto, we have all the necessary technologies for run in a very competitive way any business model, any value chain. Let me make you an extreme example. I come from Italy, although I live in Germany. Our brain farm is in Piedmont, the beautiful region with wineries, Truffle Alba. You're all invited next September. But if you are the small guy with a small winery where you produce only 5,000 or 10,000 bottles a year and you're doing an amazing wine, you're not going to survive because you earn zero money. You are indeed with your family work, you're having negative cash flow, and you're just doing this because you love that. You don't want to sell it, and you want to keep it in your family. But this guy is not going to survive in the next 2 to 3 decades against large conglomerates, large distributors of wine. So how can we help him? We make some algorithms available. We do have. I'm here as a chairman of an artificial intelligence software company with 20 years of history and development, a huge portfolio of algorithms for any business, including our harvest planner, which is taking information that are available, data collected by sensors about sunlight, temperature, rainy days, and etc. We then took the databases from universities with the historical maturation curves of grapes, and guess what? Wine is a very scientific product. No, so much sunlight, so much rainy days, and etc. You can predict when to pick up the grapes to make the wine. And if you do know this in advance, you can do harvest planning, meaning you save money on harvesting, which is the most expensive process you have. And then we give you another algorithm doing dynamic pricing optimization, so you know in advance at what price you should be selling that, so you keep a higher margin and you survive. And then you use the blockchain to track your product, the food chain, because you are doing a very good wine and the other people are cheating. Consumers will go into a shop and use their smartphone to scan the barcode and being able to track through the blockchain that this is a really good product or a bio product, and the guy is not cheating. So consumers will be buying his wine and not other wines. Last but not least, why not being paid in crypto? So that you avoid to be strangled by distributors who pay you 30 days later after the date of invoice. This free technology, and this guy can keep his or her business, survive, do a good product, and compete. Why that? Well, I'm not from the community. I entered this beautiful community last in October. That's my personal journey. ORS is the name of our company. My personal journey to what I call the blockchain shores. Our company, have a look, has over 1,000 algorithms for any industry after 20 years. 2 examples of how powerful are these algorithms. We save a global company 200 million a year because we coordinate the movement of goods throughout the global supply chain, so we cut by half inventories. A US fashion company, Baga, is a very new algorithm. Buy anything, get anywhere. You have a customer in a shop. The good is not there. How do you serve them? We are recovering for this company 10 to 15 million US dollar a month in the US. They are very powerful algorithms using data. So what is the insight now to connect algorithms with blockchain and crypto? Well, the framework is a very general one. If you do business, it's all a matter of efficiency, of getting the maximum amount of output with the least amount of inputs. And guess what? This is how nature works. The universe is efficient. The law of least action, energy conservation. So if you work in an efficient way, you work according to the law of the universe. So if you take any value chain, no matter what business model you have, you can think of it as a composed of 3 key flows: flow of goods and services, flow of information, flow of money. How can we use these technologies to make this value chain very efficient? If you are running a centralized value chain, it's easy. You decide about the flow, about the 3 flows. Easy. If it's a decentralized one, these days, thanks to artificial intelligence, it's possible to get the information, at least part of information, and still have a certain level of efficiency in the movement of goods, but not on information and not on payment. Try to transfer money from an Indonesian supplier to a Chinese one, or to have suppliers in Asia collaborating and sharing information. It doesn't work. So trillions get lost. That's the opportunity. And if you do the analysis of how many problems you have, then you come to the conclusion that we have a solution for having the movement of goods as fast as possible. Companies like Amazon are already doing this. But for information and payments, we did not have a technology yet. And that's where my brain said, wait a minute, we just need to put them together, connecting them so that you can use blockchain for gathering, collaboratively gathering and sharing information among decentralized independent organizations. You can use crypto to have instant payment. We don't need the banks. We don't need centralized databases for this. If you combine all three together, you can reach what I called efficiency singularity, the theoretical highest possible level of efficiency inside the value chain. And suddenly you are very competitive, even against a giant corporation. It's a little bit complicated, but in a nutshell, the message is that not all value chains do need these free technologies. It does depend on the informational computational complexity on one side and on the degree of decentralization mistrust. Clearly, the more complex it is, the more decentralized it is, the more it makes sense to combine these free technologies. How to combine them in a scalable way, not a project-based, in a scalable way so that we can serve billions of people. We have created a new concept. We call it the Hypersmart Contracts. They are intelligent connectors, reading information which can be on-chain because independent organizations are collaborating through the blockchain, and taking very powerful algorithms which are off-chain, making computation and automating a process. No matter what you do, if you're doing a dating portal or a very complex retail business model, it's always the same logics. This is on our white paper. By the way, the white paper is just because we need to explain how things work. We are an established company, a profitable company, a fast-growing company. We have entered the crypto industry because of these reasons. But let me just tell you that if you use this free technology in supply chain for reverse auction, automated, it makes a lot of sense. We're already making a prototype for a customer of us. And even if you do sales forecasting across a value chain and use crypto rewards to incentivize participants to share valuable information you can use so that all the inventories throughout the chain don't have these kind of bumps, well, there is terrific value in this. We sold the very first Hypersmart contract to IDO, a partner. They have a wallet, crypto wallet. We are making then their crypto wallet Hypersmart, this means the algorithms can automatically invest part of your money in global asset markets, both crypto and non-crypto, thanks to artificial intelligence. So if we create your pension plan without investment bankers. So what are we doing? We are releasing a platform where all the algorithms, all the Hypersmart contracts, we also have a lot of APIs connected to SAP, AS400, etc., because you need to work with existing organizations. Third parties, algorithms. My vision is that I want the brilliant mathematical mind in Mumbai being able to publish an algorithm, which might be very innovative on our platform. It gets certified and transformed into a piece of software, because maybe a US retail customer can use this for making assortment planning. Okay? So we want to create this kind of platform. Our contribution to the community, we are, through the platform, releasing over 1,000 proprietary algorithms for any business model. So every one of you can be my customer, and we can work together, no matter what you do. We have customers. We would be glad to go to our customers with you if we think that your blockchain piece of technology is very interesting. We're already speaking with a few companies in the industry. And we have a global network of value-added reseller for scaling the business. We are building communities. So we're doing an ICO, not because we need the money, but because I discovered that the ICO is the fastest way for me to building up communities. If I want to empower 1 billion people, I have to start with the first 1,000, 10,000. So we are selling the utility token to developers and scientists, to blockchain, Ethereum project, to business, to users, people we want to work together with. And I was last week in Korea. It's fascinating. You know, I'm meeting people. We're starting immediately, working together. Students telling me, Fabio, I want to become an entrepreneur. Really, I'm very excited about this. So a little story for you. When I started last October to tell a little bit around the community what we wanted to do, I mean, I am a serial entrepreneur and a former venture capitalist. I was used to do months of due diligence and getting equity. And within 4 days, boom, people throw at me 10 million euro into the wallets. And I say, wow, somehow that's different from what I knew. So we did this pre-ICO with no bonus at all. And we are using now the main ICO of a remaining 50 million euro, 80 million US dollar, for the purpose of building up a planetary network of people wanting to work together with us and become entrepreneurs. That's the end of the story. That's my vision. I want this kind of planet with very tiny, small entrepreneurs, billions of them, like we are, because ORS started its story in beautiful Piedmont. We still have the brain farm there, so it is possible to think globally and act locally. And, well, come and visit us, take action, be my friend. Thank you.